Hello everyone, and welcome. Now, I've been around football my entire life, both on the pitch and in the studio. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's that this beautiful game is so much more than just 22 players chasing a ball. It's a language understood across the globe. It's raw, unadulterated passion. It's a reflection of our national pride, our shared history, and sometimes even our deepest political divides. It's the roar of the crowd, the shared gasp of a near miss, the collective heartbreak of a last-minute goal. It's what connects us, what defines us, and what, on occasion, divides us in the most spectacular fashion. These rivalries we're about to discuss, they aren't just fixtures on a calendar. They are epic sagas written over decades. They transcend the 90 minutes on the pitch and become fierce battles for identity, for national honor, and for a legacy that will be talked about for years to come. When these nations meet, the weight of history hangs heavy in the air. Every tackle, every pass, every goal is amplified, carrying the hopes and fears of millions. It's where legends are forged and hearts are broken, often in the most dramatic circumstances imaginable. So get comfortable, because this is where the real drama of football lies. It's not just about tactics or trophies. It's about stories, about passion, and about moments that are etched into the very fabric of a nation's soul. Today, we're diving deep into the 7 most intense country football rivalries that have defined generations. Right, let's start with one I know a thing or two about: England versus Germany. This isn't just a football match. For many, it's a reenactment of history on a patch of grass. The roots of this rivalry are tangled up in the major conflicts of the 20th century. And that tension, whether we like to admit it or not, has always simmered beneath the surface. You can feel it in the stands, and you can certainly feel it on the pitch. The press builds it up, the fans sing songs that walk a fine line, and the players know that this is the one game they absolutely cannot afford to lose. It's a fixture steeped in drama, controversy, and a surprising amount of mutual, if begrudging, respect for each other's footballing pedigree. Of course, you can't talk about this rivalry without mentioning the key moments. The 1966 World Cup final at Wembley is the pinnacle for every England fan. Geoff Hurst's hat-trick, the questionable goal that crossed the line. Or did it? It's our crowning glory, but the Germans have had their revenge and then some. The semi-final of Italia 90. That penalty shootout still gives me nightmares. Gaza's tears, the heartbreak. Then Euro 96, again at Wembley, again penalties. It's been a tale of epic highs and devastating lows. Every single encounter feels like a heavyweight title fight, a clash of wills where the psychological battle is just as important as the tactical one. Now we head to South America for a rivalry that is pure, unadulterated footballing theater. Argentina versus Brazil. The Super Clásico de las Américas. This is a clash of titans, a battle for the soul of South American football. It's a rivalry built on proximity, a shared passion that borders on obsession, and a fundamental disagreement on how the game should be played. On one side, you have the flair, the rhythm, and the joyous joga bonito of Brazil. Think Pelé, Ronaldinho, Neymar, artists who play with a smile on their face. It's about expression, about rhythm, about making the ball dance to their tune. On the other side, you have the grit, the passion, and the cunning La Nuestra style of Argentina. It's more combative, more strategic, rooted in a fierce will to win at all costs. Think Maradona's genius and gamesmanship, or the relentless drive of Lionel Messi. When these two meet, it's not just a game. It's a philosophical debate played out over 90 minutes. The stadiums are cauldrons of noise and color. The tackles are ferocious, and the stakes, whether it's a friendly or a World Cup final, are always sky high. This is football at its most vibrant and its most volatile. Let's pop back to Europe for a rivalry that's a bit more of a slow burn, but no less intense. The Iberian derby, Spain versus Portugal. These are two nations that share a border, a long and complex history, and a deep-seated desire to be the top dog on the peninsula. For years, Spain were the undisputed masters of tiki-taka, a style built on suffocating possession, intricate passing, and technical perfection. They would pass you into submission, a beautiful, almost hypnotic style that dominated world football. It was a joy to watch, unless you were the team chasing shadows for 90 minutes. Portugal, meanwhile, have often been defined by a more direct, powerful approach, built around incredible individual talents. From the golden generation of Figo and Rui Costa to the sheer force of nature that is Cristiano Ronaldo, they've always had players who can win a game on their own with a moment of brilliance. The rivalry is a fascinating contrast. The collective genius of Spain against the individual brilliance of Portugal. Their matches in major tournaments are always packed with drama, often decided by the narrowest of margins, and fueled by a neighborly pride that makes defeat utterly unthinkable. Some rivalries are about raw passion. This one is about ice-cold strategy. Italy versus France. Les Bleus against the Azzurri. This is a clash between two of football's greatest aristocrats. Two nations who, really pride themselves on their tactical intelligence and defensive discipline. Watching them play is honestly like observing a grandmaster chess match. Every move is calculated, every space on the pitch is contested, and a single moment of genius or, a single lapse in concentration can be the difference between victory and defeat. Italy, the masters of Catenaccio, have built their legacy on defensive steel and those clinical counter-attacks. And then there's the drama. You simply cannot discuss this rivalry without talking about the 2006 World Cup final in Berlin. It had everything. A Zinedine Zidane penalty, a Marco Materazzi equalizer, and then the moment that will be replayed forever, Zidane's infamous headbutt. It was a shocking, surreal end to a glittering career, and a moment that honestly encapsulated the raw emotion that lies just beneath the tactical surface of this rivalry. France, with their blend of physical power and sublime skill against Italy's organized resilience. It's a fixture that guarantees tension, tactical intrigue, and, unforgettable moments. This one runs deep. Deeper than just football. Netherlands versus Germany. While the England-Germany rivalry has its roots in the war, for the Dutch, the wounds of the occupation during World War II created a level of animosity that was channeled directly onto the football pitch for decades. The generation that followed the war saw these matches as a chance for symbolic revenge, a way to reclaim national pride. The players felt it, the fans demanded it, and it made for some of the most bitter and intense matches in football history. It was a rivalry fueled by memory, politics, and a genuine, palpable dislike. The peak of this intensity was undoubtedly the World Cup final in 1974. The Dutch, with their revolutionary total football, were the darlings of the tournament. They were mesmerizing, a fluid system where any player could play anywhere. They took an early lead against West Germany in Munich, but the Germans, with their typical resilience and efficiency, fought back to win. For the Netherlands, it was a devastating national trauma. Later encounters, like the Euro '88 semi-final, where the Dutch finally got their victory on German soil, were seen as historic moments of catharsis. It's a rivalry that has mellowed slightly, but the history is always there, lurking. Over to North America now, for a rivalry that is as much about culture as it is about football. Mexico versus the USA. For decades, Mexico were the undisputed kings of the CONCACAF region. Football is woven into the fabric of their national identity, a source of immense pride and passion. They expected to win, and for a long time, they did. The US, on the other hand, was the emerging power, the soccer nation trying to earn respect in a sport that the rest of the world dominated. This dynamic created a fascinating and often fiery rivalry. The matches are defined by an incredible atmosphere. Whether it's played in the daunting cauldron of the Estadio Azteca in Mexico City or in front of a fiercely divided crowd in the United States, the passion is off the charts. It's a clash of styles, a clash of cultures, and a battle for bragging rights in the region. The US team's famous Dos a Cero victories in Columbus, Ohio, became a rallying cry, a symbol that they could not only compete but win. Every Gold Cup final, every World Cup qualifier is a high-stakes affair where form goes out the window and national pride takes over. Finally, a more modern rivalry, but one that's rapidly become one of the most intense in Europe. France versus Belgium. For years, this was a somewhat one-sided affair. France were the established footballing superpower, a World Cup and European Championship winner, while Belgium were the talented underachievers. But that has all changed. The rise of Belgium's golden generation, players like De Bruyne, Hazard, and Lukaku, transformed them into a genuine world-class side. Suddenly, the little brother next door was a serious contender, and they had their sights set firmly on their bigger neighbor. The tension exploded in the World Cup semi-final in 2018. It was a tight, cagey, and at times cynical game, which France won 1-0. The aftermath was what truly ignited the rivalry. The Belgian players accused the French of playing anti-football, of being too defensive, too negative. The French, in response, pointed to the scoreboard. It created a genuine bitterness between two sets of players who are often club teammates. Now, whenever they meet, there's an extra edge, a point to prove. It's the established champion against the hungry challenger. A derby defined by world-class talent and some very recent, very raw, bad blood. So there you have it. 7 rivalries, 7 unique stories of passion, history, and pride. From the politically charged battlefields of Europe to the cultural clashes of the Americas, these fixtures show us that football is never just about what happens inside the white lines. It's a mirror that reflects our societies, our histories, and our relationships with our neighbors. It's about the shared joy of a last-minute winner and the collective agony of a penalty shootout loss. These are the emotions that bind us to our teams and to each other, creating memories that last a lifetime. These games are the heartbeat of international football. They are the dates that every fan circles on their calendar, the matches that create legends and define eras. Whether it's the tactical chess of Italy and France, or the pure passion of Argentina and Brazil, each rivalry adds a rich layer to the beautiful tapestry of the game. They remind us why we fell in love with football in the first place, for the drama, the stories, and the incredible moments that can make the whole world stand still, even if just for 90 minutes. What do you think? Did we miss any? Let us know in the comments below which country rivalry you think is the most intense. We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the world of football. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.